All right, cool. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
All
right, so greetings, everybody that's here and that's in the virtual world. My name is Khet. So Hutip, for those that don't know me, right? So I am considered a master herbalist, right? I say considered a master herbalist because that's just a title to me, right? I don't know every plant on the planet, so it might be a little boisterous. Oh, I'm a master herbalist, like you know what I mean. So that's just my title. So I'm certified in that, right? From that perspective, I'm a holistic nutritionist as well. And y'all are here because y'all want to know how to detox properly and safely. There's a lot of detoxes out here, but some of them are not necessarily safe to do. You understand? Because you're dealing with different parts of your organs, mainly the kidneys, mainly the liver, right? Before I get to that, I want to bring on a goddess, all right? Real intelligent sister who played a real integral role in building Sacred Roots even more than it was built, right? She came in and you could tell the love and the joy that she has, not just for Sacred Roots, not just for the people, but even herself and just health in general, right? And then I just thought she had an amazing journey through health, looking at her past and then where she is now and where she's going. So I wanted her to come on first and talk about her journey, right? Is that okay with y'all? Mm-hmm. Y'all didn't really have no choice, but you know what I mean? I just felt like it was respectable to ask y'all if that's okay, right? But no, I appreciate it. So I want to bring together Goddess, sister, bring it in for Miss Renèe Reed, please.
Okay. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? A lot of familiar faces. Hey sister. Okay. Well, my name's Renèe. I've been with Sacred Roots now for about a year and some change. And the information I have gained thus far is literally life-changing. So I love being here. I appreciate y'all for coming and being on time. But just to kind of tell you a little bit about myself, my journey, essentially, I feel like my weight loss journey started in about 2014, 15. And I was like at my peak when I would actually look at the scale, I was about 240 at my heaviest. And a lot of times, like we sit up and gain weight and everything else and overeat and things like that without being fully conscious of, what we're doing. And then next thing you know, you are at a size and weight and at a mental that you're just not familiar with and that you just don't like. So, so when I started my journey, I just knew I was going to lose weight. I wasn't too much concerned about how I was going to lose the weight, but I just knew that's what I was going to do. I did like lean cuisine. I did the microwave dinners that they said was healthy and all that stuff. I did keto very briefly along my journey. I did, y'all remember Atkins, like the Atkins diet? Very briefly, I did that too. I counted calories. I had my fitness pal. I was determined to lose the weight. And that's all my concern was. And I lost the weight. Like my first 6 months into my journey, I was going to the gym. I was doing cardio for about 45 minutes every time I went to the gym, just because I was determined to lose the weight. That's all I was concerned about. So, so I say all that to say it's a lot of ways to lose weight. Necessarily healthy, not so much. Like it's a lot of ways to lose weight on the market. Especially with fad diets. Like I'm just going to use keto as an example because I think everyone knows like keto is like a high protein diet. And once again, like you'll lose the weight, but what are you doing to your insides? And that's what's most important. And this is why I love holistic health so much and holistic wellness so much because it is spirit, mind, and then body. So, so when you take all of those things into account, it's like you can't just solely focus on one thing. Like you can't just, when it comes to holistic health, it's not about just, I want to lose the weight. I want to drop 20 pounds. It is really a lifestyle change. And I think that's what's key whenever it comes to, y'all on y'all's journey. So, like, what are y'all's health goals? Like, do y'all have any particular health goals y'all would like to share?
Cleansing the colon.
Cleansing the colon? Okay, that's good. Health goals, anybody?
I learned that the cardio, so I want to learn more of healthy foods. I am transitioning to incorporate what I do in life. I'm studying to be a personal trainer. As my brother said earlier on a post, when you are a healer, you're not a healer, you're a guider, because we get ourselves.
Absolutely.
So that's part of my purpose, and I want to incorporate it all in one. I don't want to give just one, because for me, health is wealth, and you must heal first.
That's beautiful. I love that. Shout out to the personal trainers in the building. My sister is also a personal trainer. Like, it's a beautiful story. Like, we watched our mother work out our entire life, and she's in the health and wellness, realm, just like I am. So it's all alignment. So, does anyone else have any goals they want to share? We get to a point. Just one more person.
I want to be muscular. I want to be like, but I don't want to be like, hey, I just want to be like, hey, what's up? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense? Y'all saw it, though, didn't you?
It makes sense. We know it. Okay. So, whenever you're thinking about what your health goals are, whatever they may be, whether you want to share them or not, it's the same formula. So just like I said, I went into this whole journey, I want to lose the weight, that's it. Even the people virtually, if it's weight loss you're interested in, it's a very simple formula. 3,500 calories is a pound of fat. So if you literally break down how much weight you want to lose per week, if you literally take about 500, if you take about 500 calories and deduct that from what you're currently eating, you'll lose about a pound a week. So very cut and dry, easy way to lose weight, that's just it. But when you are looking at things on a holistic level, weight loss is inevitable. Things like that is inevitable. That's going to happen the more you learn. And I feel like personally with me, the most important thing is your why, your why power. That's always going to be number one. You have to know what your purpose is. Why are you doing this? What's the point? Is it for your children? Is it for your mental health? Is it for your body? Is it because you want to live a more vital life? You just want to be healthy? What's your why? Because when you can pinpoint what your why power is, it always makes it easier to go back to what it is. When you get deterred, when you get frustrated, when you're I just want to give this up, you have to go back to your why, and that's what's always going to drive you. So within your why power, I feel like it's three main steps, and whether it's your personal training journey, whether it's you just want to, cleanse the colon, whether you just want to be muscular, whatever the case may be, it's always going to be the same formula. And number one is going to be your information and self-education. That's never going to stop. That's a forever type journey, especially if you're really about what you say you're about. And like I said, once we go back to your why, that will always drive it. You have to be educating yourself. You have to be learning, because otherwise, what are you doing? What's the purpose? So, and I say self-education because it's we can hoard all this information. You can save all the posts on social media. You can gather all the books. You can gather everything it is that you. How you doing? No, you're fine. You can gather everything that you're compiling for your purpose and for your journey. But it's if you're not educating yourself with the tools that you're looking up and that you're retaining and whatnot, it's purposeless. So that's why education, information, and education, and information is going to be so important, because it's always going to be. You're always going to be learning. You should always want to be learning anyways. So number two is going to be application. You have to apply what it is that you've been learning, because otherwise it's just, once again, pointless. So if you've been applying what you've been learning and you're actually taking the action that you need, it's inevitable that you are going to achieve your health goals. So number one, we got information and self-education. Number two, we have application and action. And number three is going to be consistency. And I mean like righteous consistency, because we can consistently be doing the wrong thing every single day. And that's not going to get us nowhere. So it's like we have to be conscious of our decisions, and we have to be consistent with what it is that we're doing if we're wanting to, reach our health goals. So once you take all of those three things into account, it never stops, because the more you learn, the more you apply, the more consistent you are, the more you're going to learn, the more you're going to apply it, and the more consistent you're going to be. Like, it's going to be a cycle. And it's this holistic journey is so beautiful, because one thing Khet has taught me, and I think his teachers as well, is how powerful words are, and how you should always be interested in looking up the etymology of words. Because when you look up journey, it literally means by day. So you're taking your journey day by day by day. Like, you're being patient with yourself, you're being gentle with yourself, but you're taking it day by day because you're committed to it. Like, the journey does not end, it's a forever thing, which is why the cycle, you just keep that going, because your body wants to do right by you. And that's why this topic is so important, because it's like, if you're on your journey, or if you're just starting your journey, it's detoxing. Once again, we're talking about etymology behind the word. Detoxing is detox, like toxins, toxic. When you think about toxic things, poison. And this is why the biggest misconception with detoxing, it is either weed related, like we're trying to detox weed out of our system, or we think it's a laxative that is going to send us to the bathroom all day long, or we think it's very restrictive and you're just going to be starving and you're just going to be miserable, and that's not what detoxing is at all. And the beauty about detoxing is it's pertinent to you and your journey. Like, for example, I work at a lounge like every now and then, and I know I'm around hookah smoke. So it's like, I know every now and then I have to do a lung detox. So I'm gonna get my guapo root, I'm gonna get my astragalus, I'm gonna get my lobelia. Like, I'm gonna get certain herbs that are specifically for cleansing the lungs, because I know I am in an environment where I am taking in certain toxins. Even going outside, like, we take in certain toxins, and whether we're aware of it or not, you're still taking them in. So a general rule of thumb is we should be detoxing about 3 to 7 days once a month. And I don't know about y'all, but it's difficult sometimes to do that, but only when you're unaware of the importance of doing it. So once a month, I feel like we all can take 3 days, 3 to 7 days, to watch what we're eating, figure out what it is, think about our lifestyle and what it is that we need to be detoxing and focusing on. If you're a junk food eater, you probably should be detoxing your colon. You probably should definitely be detoxing your pancreas, because those are the things that's important for elimination. Your pancreas is for balancing your blood sugar levels. So it's like, if you're not giving your pancreas what it needs to work for you, because it wants to work for you, like, your organs want to work for you. Like, they love you. Like, the thing about your cells is they're always listening. And whether you're aware of it or not, what you think and what you say, they are always listening. So it's like, we have to be more conscious of our lifestyle choices and what we so choose to take in. So that's kind of my spiel on detoxing. Now I want Khet to kind of take it home and let you guys know, like, the different herbs that are great for detoxing and things like that. So did y'all have any questions?
How long did it take you?
How long did it take
to get to
lose weight? Well, in 2014, like, I lost 40 pounds in the first 6 months, but I fluctuated over the years a lot. Like, in 2020, I hit 200 again because I wasn't being consistent, and I just went back to overeating, and I still wasn't educating myself on the effects that food has on me and my body and me and my lifestyle. So I will say this past year has been the easiest, and I, of course, contribute that to Sacred Roots. because this past year I have gotten the information that I needed, and I have the awareness that I needed to stay like committed. So it's easier now because I've just made myself more aware. But overall, like the first year, I lost like 50 pounds, like 50, 60 pounds. Yes, ma'am.
Did you notice like your skin and hair and all that changing?
Yeah, in the beginning, now I will say in 2014, like I said, when I first was losing weight, I was doing cardio all day long, and I know the fitness trainer in her is kind of like, ugh, because when you do cardio and you're not doing any strength training, you are like you become very skin. Like it's a lot of like loose skin that you deal with. So I did kind of deal with that earlier on. And but when I put the weight back on, it was like, I just kind of filled it right back up. But for the past couple years, I just kind of understood the importance of strength training, because while you're losing the weight, you still want to be building that muscle. So when it comes to cardio, it's just like you are burning fat, and you are just going to keep burning it. And it's like, especially as a woman, like you want to keep your curves. And I definitely like lost them like the first time around. So yeah.
I have one more question.
Sure, yeah.
When people are starting this journey, do you see them coming off meds and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Are they staying on meds?
No, you know what, the thing, and the most important thing is you're not supposed to stay on medication for long. Like we see a lot of people come into Sacred Roots on like hypertension and high blood pressure medication, and that's nothing you want to do long term. And then when you learn about what hypertension is and you learn about how to actually heal your body from it, you come up off the medication by incorporating different herbs, but also changing your lifestyle. Like your lifestyle choices, your daily choices that you make every day, what you choose to consume, is the reason why you're getting, this particular disease in the first place. So we see a lot of people come in where they're like, I don't have to take my medication anymore. Or people who come in that's like, I don't want to take this medication. So yeah.
Might say that the live is kind of choppy. You can't hear. I don't know. That's just.
Okay. I'll check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't know if I was.
So when you first started with the herbs and stuff like that, did you have to work with your doctor to make sure that you wasn't allergic to any of it?
I mean, personally, that was just my choice. Like I did my own research, and I was already aware of what I am and am not allergic to. So and the thing about all of these herbs is it's food. Like we got to remember, like doctors and the pharmaceutical companies in general, they take certain chemicals out of these herbs and synthesize it and then give it to us. And the reason why we end up with all these side effects is because we don't have what my teacher would call the supporting cast. So it's like you need all of these components that make up the herb in order for it to work as efficiently as it should. But when you take certain chemicals out and isolate it, that's when you get other issues. So me personally, no, I have my go-to herbs that I do every single day. But no, I didn't consult with anybody but myself when I got started. So, but if I was on any sort of medication, or if I had any health issues or things like that, I probably would have. But I started it off fairly healthy. I was just heavy. So yeah. That was all questions. Well, I'm gonna turn it over to Khet. Oh yeah, sorry.
What did you do about your skin?
What did I do about my skin? I lost the weight. I gained it all back, and then I went about it the right way. So I started like lifting more weights. I don't work out as much as I should now, but there's nothing you can do about it. Like I feel like I have like excess skin in some areas, like my arms, for example. But I already know that's something that I could just like lift more weights and do stuff like that with.
Lift weights?
Yeah, like something like that. I lift weights enough. I lifted enough, but I feel like when I slow down, I feel like a lot of times if you don't give your body time to lose the weight and you do it very fast and very drastically, that's whenever you deal with like excess skin and things like that. But if you take your time with your body and you allow your body to come down naturally the way it should, your skin is elastic. And there's also things you can do, like sea moss is it stimulates the natural collagen and elastin in your skin, which helps it tighten. So it's a lot of things you can do about it. But I would say, like, if anyone is listening that's concerned about losing a lot of weight and then dealing with a lot of like fleshy like skin and whatnot, take your time. That's going to be the most important thing, is to take your time and let your body lose weight with you. Like, don't take off and then expect everything to come down the way it should. So yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna see what's going on with the live, but I'm gonna go ahead and let my teacher, Kat Waas, go ahead and take it away for the remaining of the class. And I thank y'all for listening.
Good. I'm proud of her. She did good, right? Yeah, I'm real proud. I'm proud of you. You did a good job. Y'all can see me? Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Y'all can see me? All right. Well, they can hear. Did they say they can hear? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But anyway, all right. So peace, y'all. I already introduced myself. Khet, right? And we here to talk about detoxing. All right. So what is detox? What is a detox? What are we detoxing from? What does detox mean? All right. So detox. Okay. We look at the word detox. We see D. First word. D just means to remove something. Correct? Toxin, any type of poison. So this word came around about 1905. So it was used to remove addictive substances, right? Whether it was alcohol or drugs, something like that. So they used the word detox, to detoxify, to remove the toxins from the body, all right? So now, when we think about detoxing, we can't just say alcohol and drugs. We got to say food too, correct? The food is drugs. Well, let's say this. Real food is not drugs, but most of what they call in food is a drug, right? Sugar would be a drug. You understand? So all these are drugs. So we there, right? So we know the definition of food. I always like to ask, do the people know the definition of food so they can know I'm talking about actual food versus chemicals, right? So the definition of food is any nutritious substance that maintains life and growth of humans, plants, and animals. Okay? Any nutritious substance that maintains life and growth of animals, plants, and humans. So if humans are walking around with diabetes, cancer, lupus, arthritis, we're not maintaining life or growth or the quality thereof, correct? So I'm also correct if I'm saying, well, we probably not eating food, correct? I ain't said it, y'all said it. So we're probably not eating food. So we want to get back to eating food. So since we're not eating food, right? Most of us are not eating real food. We have to detox ourselves from these toxins and poisons at least every 3 months. Well, let me say that again. Every 3 days, first of the month. That's usually how I usually do it, right? I'm on a detox right now. Well, I say I'm detoxing and fasting. I'm doing like a juice fast this time. I've been since the 8th. So about 2 weeks now. Going on 2 weeks. I'm going all the way up to my birthday. That's like on the 7th, the next month. So, but I'm not gonna wither away or nothing. I'm just giving my body and the organs and everything like a vacation. You understand? Because y'all want vacation, right? You work all day, you work hard, and then you want to be able to take a vacation. Well, guess what? The only reason why the white man gave you a vacation so you don't overwork yourself, so you can continue to work for him. You understand? But guess what? When it comes to the body, when it comes to your organs, you overwork them. You don't get to do that again. It's just you out of here usually, right? That's how this works. So we have a lot of complications, right? So we have to take care of the body. So now I say it's 6 things that we want to detox. All right, major organs that you want to detox. You want to detox the liver. You want to detox your gut. You want to detox the lungs, blood, brain, and the 6th would be the mind, right? You say the mind, you can't prove the mind exists. You want to detox the mind as well. And that's just my list, right? We can keep going on and on, right? About what we want to detox. But first thing first, right? The liver. We all understand about the liver. The liver is responsible for helping them. The liver. First of all, the liver has over 250 functions. All right. So the liver is probably going the hardest. You understand, in your body, like it's working without you knowing. It's helping create glucose. It's helping create blood. It's helping detoxing your body. You understand? It filters out the blood, but it also creates blood too. That's we may get into that. But your liver is very, very important. So gonna need some particular herbs that we use to detox your liver. What are those herbs? We'll go ahead and start with the herbs, right? That's what y'all hit. This is what y'all hit. Y'all want to know about the herbs? So liver herbs that you use for your liver. Number 1, probably everyone knows which one. Dandelion. Okay, dandelion. That wasn't what I'm thinking, but that is a herb. No, that is one that helps detoxify the liver. All right. Milk thistle. That's where I was going with it, but you are definitely correct as well. There's another one called quassia, or what they call bitter wood. That's another herb that you can use to detoxify your liver. Yellow dot root. So those are just a few. There's plenty. I can keep going, but there's a plenty that you want to use to detoxify your liver. Now, granted, your liver, it'll detoxify itself, right? It'll detoxify itself. The only problem with that is we don't give it a break to actually perform the job properly. You understand? So if it's constantly detoxing because you like to eat, Doritos, or you like your pork chop sandwich, you like your ham, you understand, you like these things, you never given it time to actually perform its duty. So it's always like, you ever see a person that just working, he ain't got time to look up, he's working, that's what you doing to your liver. Like, it's just never a time to just take a break or just relax for a little bit. You understand? So the liver is very, very important when it comes to that. We call that, another name for the liver we say is like hepatic, right? You ever heard that term hepatic? Well, if you ever hear that, that's talking about your liver. You heard of hepatitis, right? All right, so what does itis mean? We know what itis means? Inflammation. So hepatitis is only what? Inflammation of the what? Liver. It's just inflammation of the liver. You understand? And this inflammation is coming about because of the toxins that we are constantly bombarding it with. You see? There's thousands of different toxins, right? But the four major types, you got biological toxins, right? These are the toxins that can get into your cell, right? So we want to cleanse. We gotta learn to cleanse the cell. We'll talk about that as well. Physical detox, right? You want to cleanse your skin, and you want to cleanse your skin too, right? Inside and outside, right? You have skin in you and have skin outside of you as well. So you want to cleanse that as well. Um, and of course, spiritual detox, right? Spiritual toxins. What is that?
Trauma?
Huh?
Could be trauma.
It could be trauma. Good answer. It could be trauma, yes. It could also be something that is not spiritually connected to you, like another's religion, another's way of life. All of these things, like, 'cause y'all love we love a white man, though. But at the end of the day, his ways, we in a toxic relationship with the white man. We are. Let's be real. Don't shut me off on YouTube, right? But that's what it is. You see, it's a toxic relationship. That's what they call it. What you say? You told me, no way, man. That's what you just said? I'm sorry. You can't. Don't mind me now. You sitting in the front. I'm almost like a comedian. You're in the front. I talk my shit now, so this is me. This is Khet Waas show. This is what I do. So anyway, I'm just teasing y'all. But so you definitely want to spiritually cleanse from all the propaganda, all these things. The newest thing is gender war.
Yeah.
You see this all day on Facebook, and maybe it's me. Maybe I need to cleanse and get out my face, right? But that's another part of it, and that's what they do. Sit in the corner and just watch us. Like, look at. We don't even got to do anything anymore. They do it to themselves.
Right.
You see? So we got to spiritually detox too. It's all good if we could cleanse all this inside and out. And yeah, I'm feel good, man. I'm living 250 pounds, man. I'm drinking the sea moss shakes. I'm doing that. But if you ain't have a culture to go along with that, you still imbalance. You still need healing. We still need healing. You understand what I'm saying? Because healing, the word heal itself comes from helan. It means to make whole, to restore, to make whole. So if you physically, you cool. Hey, I'm balanced physically. All right. Emotionally, you might be unstable. Spiritually, you might be unstable. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to bring all that together to bring that balance, and that's where the true healing will come from. That's where the true health, and this is what we call health, or good health, when you are sound in mind, body, and spirit. You see? So this is why we need to detox spiritually too. You detox from reading certain things in magazines. You understand social media, the Real Housewives, all of these different things that just is in our propagation. It's just all in us. We gotta detox from that, right? Even people too, right? They said that good, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's somebody that make you sick. And you say, man, sickening. Why we say sickening? We know, I don't know if anybody, I think everybody else says, we in Charleston, so that's what you hear, but I think probably that's just a black term, right? Anywhere in the planet, we probably say, whatever, it's sickening. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, why we say it? Because this person can literally make you sick. You understand? More so too, it can trickle down into the physical. And now you really sick because this person here, you don't understand, this person is draining you of your energy, continuously draining you like an energy vampire. That's what they call it, right? And now you sitting there sick and you wonder why they so happy and yeah, girl, we doing so and so and so. Why they so happy? Because they draining you. So people can make you sick too on so many levels that you don't know. So you gotta understand who and what relationships you want to be in, relationships you need to choose. Okay? I don't know how I got on that, but I just rock with it because my spirit told me to keep saying it. All right?
That's right.
Wow.
So the next thing too is your gut. All right? Now your gut. Gut is very important too because your gut, about 90%, 80%. 80% of your immune system is in the gut. 80%. So anytime anyone comes to me with any form of dis-ease or imbalancement, first thing we cleanse the gut. You see, we gotta loosen things up, flush some of these things out, boost or strengthen that immune system for you to even be able to fight whatever dis-ease, you know what I'm saying, uncomfortability that you may have. All right. So you have in your gut, you have good bacteria and you have bad bacteria. We call this the overall, what we call is microbiome. Familiar with that, y'all? Y'all heard of that? Do I need it right? I don't know what that. Okay. So microbiome. So microbiome is basically the good and bad bacteria that's within your gut. You understand? Your stomach, colon, etc. This is what helps you to either thrive or helps you, well, you can be sick if the bad bacteria overpowers the good bacteria, right? This is where we start to get, our sicknesses from our, what you call it, IBS. You heard about syndrome, diverticulitis, acid reflux could be one. But all of these play a part within your gut. It's just yeast infections, all of that starts in your gut. You see, so you feeling that, and don't think because your yeast is still like dandruff, right? You heard dandruff and all the dry scalp, or whatever, right? But that's still yeast, right? So that's still, you still have to address the gut because that's saying that, oh man, this bad bacteria is taking over, right? Or they proper name they call it candida, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your gut must be taken care of. Some herbs that I'm gonna give y'all for the gut. Okay. First one we call this Cascara sagrada. Right. So this is Cascara sagrada is what's going to condition your gut, whether it's the small and large intestines and your colon. It's going to help push out those toxins, excess waste that's just in your, just sitting there, right? So we call this Cascara sagrada.
Lady in the back would like to start, please.
Pardon?
I have a question.
She'd like me to start.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mom.
Oh, when you do that, do you see the parasites and the worms come out?
Yeah, you can, yes. So I'm gonna give you the full formula. I'm gonna give you, yeah, you got parasites in you.
I know, but I don't want to see it.
You don't want to see it? Don't look at it. That's all I can tell you. But it's gonna come out, But you should see it. You know why? You know why you should look at it? Because this will remind you. Let me put this damn chop sandwich down. I ain't eat this no more. Because see, when you don't look at it, then you just say, "Oh, I feel good. Let me go get me a Popeye chicken sandwich again." Right? But if you see the worms in there, that's gonna stick with you, and you're gonna say, "You know what? I'm not gonna eat that no more. I didn't realize all that was in there." You see? So it's good for you to look at the parasites and worms that's coming out of your toilet, so that way you can see it. You understand? All right. So you got Cascara sagrada. Quassia is another one you can use, right? You also have wormwood. Rhubarb. All right. That's just the name of, that's not even half. You could say cinna. All right. That's That's another one. And there's many. Proteosa. I can keep going. All right. But the thing that these herbs have in common is that they're bitter. All right. They're bitter herbs. But we need bitters because bitters help stimulate bowel movement. All right. As soon as the bitter touches your taste bud receptors, they send the signal to your gut, hey, get it ready. We about to get it popping. And it starts to get to churning and it gets to going and then boom. You see? But bitters is what we, in this country, we don't really use as much. Right? We pretty much just sweet, salty. We may do spicy, but for the most part, this country is just salty and sweet. And that's why you see most of us, of all races, just obese. Like most of us is obese because we're not getting any movement going on. All right. So a lot of us, look, y'all don't pay your money. I can't. A lot of y'all full of shit. We full of shit. A lot of us are full of shit. All right. Now I mean this literally. Some of us probably figuratively too now. But for the most part, we full of shit. And when we have to be able to push this out, but those bitters help stimulate digestion. Okay? So start incorporating more bitters in your diet. Bitter foods, bitter herbs, bitter drinks, all of that. Start getting bitters. And you can just take shots. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing a drink, a bitter drink, just take shots. Tablespoon, 2. You know what I mean? But you just want to get some stimulation going for some bowel movement. Go ahead, your question.
Yes, I bought some Verma the other day and it was very bitter.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I did not drink the whole thing because I was like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
So how much of that should we be drinking per day?
So if you could do a cup, that's good. So if you do a cup, that will take you so long. That'll take you a while. You know. If you do 2 cups, that's great. You know. But if you could do a cup a day, and ain't nobody say you gotta just, you know what I mean? You may just put it down. You know what I mean? And then come back to it. You see what I'm saying? Do it like that. But you want to make sure that you get bitters into your lifestyle every day. Because it's important. Go ahead, question.
Is cerasee one of those bitters for the gut?
Cerasee could be a bitter for the gut too, and to stimulate pancreas. So yeah, cerasee is good.
Yeah, we grew up on that.
Yeah.
Like Caribbean people,
Yeah.
we always take the cerasee.
Right, you drink it in the morning, right? Yeah, drink it like a hot tea. That's good.
What about Morby?
Marby good too. Marby ball good. Yeah, that's fine.
What about moringa?
Moringa, the seed maybe not because that's the only part of the seed that's bitter. Is of the moringa plant is the seed. So you can do the seed. Yeah, the seed is fine. Go ahead.
Is there a certain amount that you should exceed, like in a day?
How many moringa seeds is kind of?
That you shouldn't, like, a certain amount that you shouldn't drink in like a day? Let's say with the,
With bitters.
Yeah, with bitters.
Or bitters.
You know, yeah.
Well, that determines on what you got to do that day. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't want you don't drink 3 cups and you feel good, you feel healthy, and you be walking around like this. You ain't want to do that. So you understand? You it's dependent on you. But it stimulates bowel movement. So keep in mind that maybe a cup or 2 should be good enough for you. You know what I mean? Where you stimulate. Now, if you just real constipated, then you need to chase them down with some water too. That means you need more water intake into your gut, more fiber. You understand? Things like that will help push waste. If y'all got questions online too, feel free, and somebody will will translate it for me or not. But yeah, so bitters, that's very important. All right.
Someone had a question about lemon water. Is lemon water okay?
Lemon water? Yeah, lemon water is good. Lemon water or lime, key lime or lemon water is good. Matter of fact, That's a great question because that's usually what I do to start or prep myself for detoxing, right? Because the see, it's the misconception, and I ain't no shots or nothing, but some say, oh, you got to do the key line only because it's alkaline versus the lemon. The lemon ain't alkaline. That's not scientifically true, okay? The lemon is alkaline inside of the body. Outside, yeah, it's acidic. Of course, it's acidic, right? But inside the body, it does leave an alkalinic trail. So what limes or lemons will do when you drink them, what they're going to do is help chip away at what we call a mucous membrane, right? We got the mucus. Your mucous membrane is literally like your what's that pink? The insulation. It's kind of like your covering to your whole body. It starts from your mouth all the way down to your all your body. All right. It's like a covering that helps stick any type of bacteria or virus, anything like that, and it'll flush it. Usually flush it out. But what happens is through eating a lot of mucus forming foods, a lot of this mucus starts to get stuck and turns into like plaque onto your mucous membrane. If you don't address it, then it'll start to chip away and bore holes in your mucous membrane, and now you may have whatever organ that's usually the cause. All right, so let's say you have prostatitis. What's that? Inflammation to the prostate. The only reason why you got inflammation is because your mucous membrane has been compromised. If you have pancreatitis, anything with itis is because they're letting you know, okay, this is an inflammation of the pancreas, inflammation of whatever, of the lungs. It could be anything, you understand? But it's because your mucous membrane has been compromised. So what you want to do with that water, yeah, you drink that water. So I use that to kind of prep for detox. So I may drink lemon or lime water. I usually do key lime to keep it a buck, but I ain't mad at lemon water either. You see what I'm saying? And what we do with that is you drink that for that first 3 days. And you can drink it throughout your whole detox or whatnot too. I'm just saying, like that first 3 days, I prep myself just to help kind of flush and get that mucus, whatever excess mucus I have, I want to get that out of me. So usually, because last week I was kind of stuffy, kind of not even stuffy because I could do all that, but I'm just getting rid of mucus. So I know I was like, man, I must be having a lot more mucus than I thought I had because I was just spitting it out and you know what I mean, stuffy kind of, but getting it all out because I was using the lime water, but you can use lemon water too. It would do the same thing, right? The same way we like to say if you got a, you know, like a sticky surface, one of your churn done spill a drink and they ain't clean it up properly and now it's sticky on the counter. You can use water, but it may not get it good, right? I guarantee you take like some citrus, some lime or something like that, spritz it all, that thing will go out just like that, right? So it's the same thing that it's doing inside your body. Water may not just be enough. So yeah, drinking lemon water or lime water, yeah, that would be good. That's a good question. All right. And somebody, you had a question?
I know people I've talked to, they say they add like cucumber and cayenne pepper. What about those?
Yeah, so cucumber, yeah, that's good. So cucumbers are highly alkaline. That's cute. She think I could read that from here. But this thing, y'all know me. Now, come on now, you know me. But 5 minutes, okay. You got it. Just say that then, because I can't read that from here. I'm still working on me too, y'all. Don't worry me. Don't mind me now. Those that know me. So, but that's alkaline. So, cucumber water is good. Putting the cucumber in will help alkalize your water. Cayenne pepper is good because that will help stimulate circulation and cleanse the blood. So it's good. Anything spicy, but cayenne is real good for the heart. It's good for helping the blood circulate and cleansing the blood. All right. So that's a good question too. Go ahead.
Can the herbs be taken collectively, or would you advise against that? Just take them.
No, definitely take herbs together.
Okay.
Herbs work better together, but it's how you want to put it together, right? So we have this thing in herbal world what we call herbal actions. All right, herbal actions are what a specific herb does, right? So you may have, for example, you may have an antiviral herb. You may have a hypotensive herb, which is basically lowering blood pressure, right? But as a herbalist, we think like that when we put together a formula. So if somebody comes to me with, say, high blood pressure, then I want to address the blood, right? And I want to address the kidneys, right? So those are the things I want to address. So say I may put, hibiscus with, depending on their pressure, right? So I can't just say blood pressure. So if they got low blood pressure, then okay, no, I don't want to use hibiscus, right? You understand? So it's putting it together. So you can, but you put, to answer the question, you putting these herbs together so that they could work with each other. You understand what I'm saying? One, you're going to have your main character herb, right? So usually your main character herb, like say, for example, we are cleansing the gut. So we're talking about the gut, right? Cascara Sagrada is going to be, he's going to be the captain. He's going to run the show. He's going to tell Wormwood, yo, I need you to kill the parasites. Wormwood going to say, okay, we're going to the parasites. All right? Prodigiosa is going to, he's going to tell Prodigiosa, hey, yo, I need you to stimulate the gallbladder. And I need that bile to release, so you know what I'm saying, so we can get this moving. He's going to say, I got you. All right? But you want to go to milk thistle, you're going to say, your milk thistle cleanse this liver because I don't want the toxins to flow over, because we about to go in, we going in, and we airing out the place. Excuse me from ghetto, right? But what's happening is they're going to air out the place. Milk thistle going to say, I got the liver covered, don't worry about it, any type of toxins that come around it, because what we call it a hepatoprotective in the herbal world. That's, we heard hepatic before, right? Protective, so it just means you're protecting the liver. That's all it means. It sounds so deep. I wanted to sound deep, but I can't help it. We'll make it simple. It's just simple, right? And so I'm saying all that to say is you have a main and then you have a supporting cast around. And that's how you properly detox, because which leads me to why you don't want to use a lot of these so-called weight loss teas and all of this stuff. These so-called detox teas, because they don't have actual set form. You can tell if I read it, I can say they're gonna mess their liver up. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these have what is called usinic acid in it. Usinic acid, and that already is a poison to your liver. Yeah. Okay, so should I spell that? Usinic acid.
Yeah, so stay away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to do that shit again. I'm sorry, y'all. That's all I felt. And they probably on there like, I can't read that. So it's usinic acid. All right, small, so please forgive me. But that's an acid that is toxic to your liver. So you don't want to use those detox teas like that, especially on the shelf, because it's going to be more doing you more harm than it's going to be doing you good. So this is why you want to research your herb before you use the herb. Understand what is the action that this herb is going to do. Once I understand what this herb, what the action is going to do, you can even formulate it like, I call it herbal alchemy. You understand? I say, and just like how I said, that's how I do it. That's literally how I do it. In my mind, I'm thinking like Cascara Sagrada talking. It's like, yo, we running the show. This is what you gonna do. Yo, you go ahead. Like that's how it says in my head. I think that the earth's really talking to me, but everything is a reflection of you in life, right? So they talking to me like how I would be saying. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So all the herbs in there talk like how I talk. If that makes sense. Okay? So they talking to me like that. Put me in. Why am I putting you in? Because I'm a clean liver. Duh. All right, I got you. You understand? So that's how these herbs talk to me, and that's how they talk to you too. You just have to understand the action that they deliver. I couldn't think of a deeper word. All right. So she about to lose one. So what's going to happen is we're going to take a break. All right. So I can feed y'all. All right. I want to feed y'all some actual food. Right. Some light substance. If y'all have questions on live, I will still keep answering y'all questions while they eat. And hopefully one day y'all can come to the actual class and y'all can taste this food. And then we're going to finish this out. Questions?
No, I just want to take a picture.
Oh, take a picture. Okay, fine. And so this is how we usually do it. Women and children, they eat first. Then we get working men. Working men eat. Well, really, because I don't really see no elders in here. But usually the oldest first. Oh, I ain't see you. Hey, sugar in the back. All right. So the elder, women, children, working men, and then the mother niggas get whatever that's left. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it.
I'm a working man.
Working man, but then you eat up, brother. That's all I got to say. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I do. So y'all take your time, line up, enjoy the food. And if they got any questions on here, I would be happy to still answer. So that's how we'll do that. Let me see. I'm gonna go on here and see.
So can you let us know what we have? Yes.
Yeah. So what we have is so we have spelt orzo with some different vegetables, portobello mushrooms, and different vegetables in it. We got chickpeas, and then we also have some sauteed zucchini, and then we have hibiscus tea. So that's what we have on the menu for today. All of it will be considered alkaline. Now, somebody on there asked a question about good juicing for detoxing. So with juicing while you're detoxing, the first thing in the morning, what I usually do, well, of course I drink water. That's the first thing you do first. You don't do nothing else. You drink your lime or lemon water first thing morning. Or first rise. I don't like to say morning. I don't like that. But then next, I usually do a green juice. All right, something green. So usually like a dandelion leaves, green apple, and I'll throw some ginger in there, and some kale. So that'll be like a juice that'll be my green juice. I don't do celery, but celery has an organic salt in it, so you're not breaking it up. You'll be actually, so they'll say, oh, it's healthy. No, it's not. It's a hybrid, but what it's going to do is chip away at the artery because of the inorganic salt. Also, it has I don't want to mousse because I don't remember the name of this toxin in celery, but it starts with a P. It's a toxin in celery. I don't remember it, so I'm not going to mention it. But that toxin also is detrimental. It will harm your skin once you get out into the sunlight from eating a lot of celery. So I don't use celery, but juicing is real good for the morning, especially avocado. Yeah, avocado. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so you definitely can juice in the morning. Like I said, I've been on juicing for about 2 weeks now, and I've still been working out, and I don't feel tired. I've been doing pretty good at it.
That was the next
You know what I'm saying?
question.
Yeah,
How do you feel?
I'm energized. I feel real energized. That's my trainer right there. She don't yell at me too bad. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I can keep up for the most part. You know, so I've been having a lot of energy. So I won't say that. Now, what I will do is I'll do like a smoothie, and I'll throw like, a couple of hemp seeds in there, some sea moss. That way I can still, have my proteins, or what I mean, amino acids basically. You understand? So I've been doing that as well. So yeah, juicing definitely in the morning. You want to drink more liquids in the morning or at first light. You don't want to eat, because this is why we can go into that with dealing with the gut, because this is why a lot of us are full of shit. It's because we're eating at the wrong times of the day, right? Because we got to understand our biological clock, or what we call circadian rhythm, right? So when we talk about digestion, your digestive system does not wake up until about 11 to 12 o'clock. Usually about 12 is when your actual first meal should be, okay? So from 12 to 8, I'm going to write this down. So from 12 to 8 p.m. is when you should eat. You should meal. Any time in there. Why? Because this is when your digestive system is actually up, ready to work. Understand? When I get it, a lot of us are full of shit, because what we usually do is we will wake up in the morning, we rushing to go to work, we stop by Bojangles and get a sausage and biscuit, and we eating that on the way to work at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. You see?
Quick question. Is it nuts or sesame in the food?
No. So we usually eating when our digestive system is not even up working. So your digestive system think like you, right? We can take one cell from us. We are composed of cells, trillions of cells that make us, right? They think like you. Whatever you think, that's what they think. So if your boss came to you and said, "Yo, man, can you work overtime for me today? Because I got," you gonna say, "No, I can't do it. I gotta go for church. But wait on me. Whatever, right? You not thinking about working overtime. So guess what? Your digestive system thinking the same thing. It's like, man, I ain't bringing that down. You crazy? You supposed to be crazy. I ain't up yet. I didn't think I was 7 minutes. I'm get out of bed to 7:45. Y'all ain't watching Minute Society? No. Y'all, man. So anyway, y'all bet y'all know who said that. No, let me stop. Let me get all this stuff. Let me get back on top, right? But yeah, so if your digestive system don't get out of bed till 12 o'clock, then I can't help it, y'all. I can't help it. Then it's not gonna break it down. It's gonna kick it straight to the colon. You understand? It's gonna kick it to the colon, and then that's what's gonna happen. And it's gonna push it in there. You see? So this is how the colon gets compacted until now we got issues with the colon. You understand? Colon disease, IBS, all these different things, because we're eating at the wrong times. All right? Why I say that is because the time from, let's say, about 4 a.m. to 12 is when you eliminate food. You should be eliminating at this time. This is usually when we wake up. First thing we do is what? We go to the bathroom, because your body. This is the time that that your body allocates to eliminating process. Whether you just urinate or you're gonna defecate, do both. But that is how this your body is designed. You see? And then of course, from 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. That's when your body is actually processing minerals, vitamins, etc. that you have put in the body. You see what I'm saying? So if you follow this right here, you will eliminate waste. You will eliminate waste. We are worried about losing weight, but lose the waste, and you will lose weight inevitably. You're gonna lose the weight, but you just have to get rid of the waste. This is a good way to put you back in order with your body, with nature, and you won't be full of shit. You question?
Yes, bloating.
Nope.
I've been dealing with that, and I've never really dealt with bloating before, so I'm like, all right.
So what you been eating later? Have you been eating like cabbage, broccoli, any type of like what they call cruciferous?
I think it might be the time that I'm eating.
Yeah, I mean, well, that plays a major role too, right? Like I said, the times is always going to play a major role in digestive issues. The time that you eat, but you know, they do have, like for example, a lot of nitrous type foods or nitrogen that they pump, especially here, like they pump a lot of nitrogen in the soil to get it to grow fast and all that. But you eating that. So once you eat that, it breaks up into what is called, like what you can ferment, it's called ribinose, right? Ribinose sugar. And what this sugar does, it ferments, and this what helps, excuse me, y'all, what helps with bloating, acid reflux, it ferments, you know what I'm saying? And then you'll have a lot of gas. But it also, like say like broccoli, for example, it'll shut down your kidneys. Because there's so much nitrogen they gotta pump in the soil to get broccoli to grow, it'll shut down your kidneys. You know what I'm saying? You'll be in dialysis in no time. Now granted, broccoli versus Lay's potato chips, I'm gonna go with broccoli, right? But you know, just giving you an example of how or why that can, and then just not drinking enough water. You see? So you should be drinking at least half your body weight ounces, at least, or a gallon. Right? So that's how we can control that.
I think it's weird because when you drink a lot of water, you feel more bloated.
So
Or full.
it depends, because usually you shouldn't drink while you eat. And so everybody said, well, shit. But usually you shouldn't drink when you eat because that slows down digestion. So you want to usually drink 30 minutes before you eat or 30 minutes after you eat, but never at the same time, because that's going to slow down digestion. You see? So that's how that happens. And you remember that back in the day, we thought our parents were being mean to us.
Right.
You can't drink this poisonous Kool-Aid until you finish this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna Kool-Aid now. No, we couldn't. So, but it was because, and I don't even know if they knew, you know what I mean? But they probably innately and naturally just knew. Or they probably say, no, he ain't gonna eat his food. Or they'll say, oh, you get filled too quick. You see? So, you follow this right here, and I can almost guarantee you will come back in order with the digestion. All right. What's your question?
Well, I have a comment, like a statement,
Okay.
and maybe somebody else is thinking this, because this is pretty much my eating schedule, that you have up here. But my issue usually is like by the time 12 comes, I get so hungry, I feel like I eat a lot. And then I don't eat again until maybe about 7, and then I eat a lot again.
Because you're probably not drinking enough water.
That's okay.
So what's happening is you are mistaking dehydration for I need to eat some more. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference between craving and there's a difference between hunger. But in your case, you're not drinking enough water. All right. So instead of that you'll choose to eat something. And even if you do that, do it like a fruit. You know, fruit has a lot of water in it, especially watermelon. Like right now, y'all should be eating watermelon like it's going out of style while we got the chance, while it's in season. You understand what I'm saying? Because watermelon is probably I would say it probably is the most powerful plant on the planet. You understand? Like watermelon. Yes. You got a question?
What do you think about cotton oil?
What you say, man?
What do you think about cotton oil?
Cotton oil.
Cod liver.
Oh, cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is trash. You shouldn't do it. Could I answer like that? Y'all can't even let me be me because I'm one thing I'm gonna do is be me. I'm sorry, but yeah, it's trash because like what we just talked about. What does the liver do? It sips out toxins, right? Everybody liver does that. Any animal, whatever. So if the liver of a fish is sipping out toxins too, and you taking the oil and put it in your body, and you say, "Oh, I got my omega-3s." That's trash. White man taught you that, but that is not what you want. You don't want no cod liver oil because they'll tell you, okay, your omega-3 fatty acids, all these things like that, right? But what they don't tell you is the fish don't have it either. The fish also have to get it. Guess where the fish get it from? Seaweed, plants of the sea. You see? So if you want to get your omega-3s and whatnot, which you should, get it straight from the source that the fish is getting it from, right? So the seaweed, wakame, nori, dose, sea moss, of course, bladderwrack, kelp. You know, those just to name a few that you can actually get the same benefits from, but not from a secondhand source. You see? Yeah, no problem. So let me see if they got another question over here real quick.
If y'all went seconds, y'all are more than welcome.
Oh, another person asks, should children detox and at what age? No. A child does not have to detox if the child is being active like it should be. You understand? Now you can give mild things that's going to detox a child, like fruits, right? Give the child fruits. You can give the child herbs, of course, like, sea moss, moringa, those different herbs that you can't give a child that's going to mildly detox them anyway. But normally a child doesn't need a detox. You understand? A child should be running around outside playing, detoxing itself by sweating, by, you understand, doing things that a child should do. Naturally detox as a child. So I don't even recommend a person detoxing until they like a full-blown detox. I wouldn't do a full body detox for a child until about 19, 20 and up. You understand what I'm saying? But a young child, they don't necessarily need a detox. It shouldn't be necessary. You're feeding them correctly, giving them more water, fruits, things like that. That's all naturally detoxify them regardless. So I don't necessarily agree with children detoxing.
So what if the child is like sedentary, like they game a lot, like they don't get a lot of activity in them? Would you recommend detoxing them?
No, I recommend the parent do their goddamn job. That's what I recommend. That's what I really wanted to say, but I didn't want to. But no, the parent gotta, you gotta get them out, get them in something, get them outside of sports, go to the park, playground, do something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't have these children just sitting around playing video game on their phone all day and all that. No, get them outside.
So my sister, she has Down syndrome. So with Down syndrome kids, they tend to gain weight.
Yeah.
So what is the thing that, like you said, work out with them? But you talk to them too? Disability kids?
No, like I said, no matter child disability or no disability, they don't necessarily need a detox. Just have them active. Like if they can active as in your case, as active as they could be. You understand what I'm saying? But of course, you don't want to push them too hard. But you let them just be a child regularly and just play around and play outside and things like that. We got to get back to that. Like everything is the opposite now. It's punishment when you got to go outside nowadays. Back in the day, we could. Oh, you got to stay in the house. Ah, like you know what I'm saying? Now it's like go outside. You know what I'm saying? It's like bringing a leg and you going outside, tell them to go outside and play. So yeah, I don't agree with all of that. Somebody also asks, is omega-3s is bad? No, it's not bad. You need that. You need that for brain function. You can get that from walnuts, right? When you look at walnut, we call that doctrine of signature, right? When nature mimics what it heals, right? So when we look at a walnut, we see what? It looks like a brain when you crack it open. So that's what we call a doctrine of signature in the herbal world, right? So what that does is because it's high in omega-3, so it's going to help with brain function. So no, omega-3 is good. You need it. So you definitely need that.
What if you get it? What if you can't have walnuts?
What if you can't have walnuts?
Yeah,
So then,
walnuts except for almonds.
okay, then go to the sea vegetables. You see what I'm saying? Go to the sea vegetables. They're still the same thing. All right. Good. So we talked about that, then we are going to talk about. So we're going to talk about this alkaline acid thing, right? Alkalinity, because somebody was asking about that. And this is the thing. You have to understand the science of your body, all right? I know it was like a big alkaline craze, and that was good. And praises to Dr. Sabi because he brought it up. He brought it up. He wasn't the originator of it, but for our community, we could say no, he was. But he wasn't thinking about no pH balance and all of that until the God brought it forth to us. You see what I'm saying? So how my teacher taught is you can't escape acid. There's no way around. Your body was created in an acidic state. You understand? When we talk about DNA, what's DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. RNA, acid. All of this is acid. So your body was actually created from acid. You understand? You have in your gut, in your stomach, we call what breaks it down. We call it hydrochloric acid. When you cry, that's lactic acid. Your muscle cramp, that's lactic acid. All of this, that's lactic acid. You need this. The building blocks of life is what? Amino acids. There's no way around acid. You understand what I'm saying? You need acid. Now you don't need a lot of it, but you need it. We have to put things in perspective. The woman's vagina needs to be acidic. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have an alkalinic, and y'all know more than what I would know, right? That ain't a good thing. You need a good pH balance, or things that just ain't right? But it has to be acidic. Your hair is acidic. You understand what I'm saying? Your nails, all of that is acidic. So you need acidity. But being that most of your body is in an acidic state, this is reason why we need to eat the alkaline foods to balance that out, right? The blood, it never really will be acidic unless you like cancer, like, you know what I mean? Now your blood will be like 5.5, so then we say, oh, this is cancer, right? But your body will always be at about a 7.4, 7.5, right? pH balance. So your body even wants to be slightly alkaline itself, All right, this is how it thrives. This is how it stays healthy. We call this homeostasis, right? When everything is just rolling. You understand? Your whole body just rolling. So you want to be 80% alkaline, 20% acid. That is how you want to gauge that. So this is why you want to eat more alkaline foods to balance out the acid. Because if it overtakes you, then yeah, this is where disease will come from. Because now your body's in acidic state. They'll call this acidosis. Y'all heard of this, right? Acidosis. But you also got alkalidosis too, meaning your body is too alkaline. Well, it shouldn't be too alkaline as well. All right. Now, when we look on a pH chart, right, it goes from 0 to 14, correct? All right. 7 being neutral. Now, you want to talk about 7 to about 8-ish, 8 point whatever, right? When you start getting to 10 and 11, 12, 13 and all that, you're going to die. Straight up. No, that was too much. So because what I'm saying is this: how alkaline you want to be? A pneumonia is alkaline. Ammonia is alkaline. Chlorine is alkaline. You ain't gonna drink that shit. You see what I'm saying? So how alkaline do you really want to be? You understand what I'm saying? So it's got to be a balance. It's got to be slightly alkaline, because that is where you're going to thrive. That's where your body, your cells, all that is going to thrive best when it comes to that. And so you do want to detox a lot of the excess mucus. Notice I say excess mucus. But that's another thing too. You need mucus. You understand this? Oh yeah, I'm on a mucusless diet. There's no such thing, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? There is no such thing as a mucusless diet. You need mucus. What happens is you have two forms of mucus, right? You got good mucus and you got bad mucus. The good mucus, we need it because it traps all of the bad things in your body, then it pulls it out, flushes it out. You usually excrete it out, right? That's good mucus. Now, what we said about earlier, you have bad mucus, whereas it's just you just overly have over too much mucus, right? And then we talked about the mucus membrane. We talked about this earlier, right? This is what's going to break your body down, break down the mucus membrane. So you have good mucus, then you have bad mucus. So you got different forms of mucus too. Mucus, you need it. Why? Because mucus creates cartilage, and cartilage creates what? Bones. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, when you say muculous diet, in my mind, all I hear is boneless. Like you know, I ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Good luck with that, right? So this is what in my mind, how I translate things when you say things. So we got to look at things also from a scientific methodology too, right? We got so caught up in belief, because belief is stronger than the truth. We want to believe that shit. I believe this. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want the truth. That truth is like, man, that shit's so nasty. You know what I'm saying? But that belief, the belief tastes really good. We gotta admit it. It tastes good. But it ain't good for us. Most of the stuff that tastes good either too sweet. You get diabetes. Belief can give you diabetes. Y'all heard it here first, So I have to say that you do want to maintain a balance. Because you do want to be more alkaline on the alkaline side. Your body wants to be on the alkaline side because it was created from an acid form. You see? So we just got to put things in perspective when we talk about the alkaline acid versus type thing. It's not a versus because they actually, believe it or not, they work together. They need each other. You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. Questions? No questions. All right. So lungs, you want to cleanse the lungs. All right, you want to cleanse your lungs. I said all that and said, so lungs, right? So you want to cleanse the lungs as well. All right. Why you want to cleanse the lungs? Because the lungs don't ever get a break. If they get a break, what that mean, y'all? You dead.
Straight up.
Straight like that, right? So the lungs is one of the organs that they just don't ever, they always working. You know what I'm saying? You know them brothers that always working, but he happy to work. He like, I'm going. You know what I'm saying? You just be up work. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know the mechanic. No mind. So anyway, the lungs always work, so you want to keep the lungs cleansed. All right, keep the lungs cleansed. Not only that, because we, believe it or not, we breathing in toxins right now. You understand what I'm saying? When we walk out there, we have all these factories, we have all these cars around us. We breathing in toxins, we breathing in heavy metals, right? Toxic metals. So we have to detox from these metals. I'll get to the toxic metals too, right? But we want to detox from these metals as well, all right? So they don't irritate your lungs, inflame the lung. So we use certain herbs to cleanse the lung. My go-to is always mullein. Mullein is a good herb. You can drink mullein as much as you want. All right. Mullein will literally revitalize your lungs. It'll really revitalize your lungs. You drink it at least twice a day for, say, 2 weeks. It'll revitalize your lungs.
When you say that, does that mean like if you're a smoker, then your lungs?
Yeah, it'll get it'll chip the tar, everything. It'll remove it. But you know, if you're a smoker, again, it'll remove the tar and everything. But you can't smoke and drink it at the same time. You know how we go. Y'all sitting there trying to be serious, but y'all know how we go. Yeah, man, I'm on this mullein right now, son. You can't. That's not gonna work, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not how it works. So, you know, mullein is a good one. Another one is guaco root.
That's good for blood too, right?
Guaco root is good for blood, but mostly like respiratory, it's high in iron as well. It gives you, it actually revitalizes you, so it's going to revitalize the lungs as well. Good for asthma. Anybody asthmatic issues, go with guaco root. It's good. Okay. Another one is you want to put bitter in there, whatever bitter you choose. All right, I'm giving you a formula, right? But another bitter. Why? Because bitter also helps expand the lungs. Expands the lungs. So any type of bitter will also help with that as well. So you can put any bitter. The bitters we did right up here, right? So wormwood is a good one. Mugwort is also a good one too that you can go with. All right, so I'll put wormwood here. So those are good herbs that you can use. And then of course you can do your elderflower. You know those ones like the elderflower, your elderberries, lobelia, horehound. Matter of fact, horehound would be a good, because it's a bitter herb as well. I would use that to stimulate. I gave that to a lot of people who had COVID, right? Horehound. Horehound is what's helping open up the sinus cavity. So if you know anybody who suffers from still don't have their taste or smell, then you want to give them horehound because it's going to open up the sinus cavity.
Right there one down. Yeah, but
Sure.
All these good for like if you breathe in a lot of dust, like I will get a lot of construction sites.
Yeah.
Like all type of.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you definitely want that. You definitely need that. That's something that, like anybody that's like in these factories and stuff like that with a lot of dust, you definitely want to drink that daily, even or after work. You know what I'm saying? But just to kind of flush that out. So yeah, good question.
And you're saying all of these like in the parentheses, they all like formulas?
Yeah, basically they formulas. You can use, you can put all these, you can put not all, but you understand what I'm saying. You can put this is will be a liver cleanse, this could be a gut cleanse, this could be a lung cleanse. You see, so you can put those all those herbs together. That would be a formula, free of charge. but sickroots.com. You can get it from wherever you can get it from. The next, of course, you want to cleanse your blood. Blood is where life is, right? Life is at, right? Blood, the spirit is in the blood. You need to cleanse the blood. You need to build up blood, right? Most precious mineral you need for the blood is what?
Iron.
Iron. You need iron. That's going to help. Why you need the iron? Because that's what's actually going to help. That helps the oxygen, right? The oxygen gets in there, and it ties to what we call. So you got oxygen. You got oxygen, right? And then you also got your hemoglobin, right? We know the hemoglobin is what the center of the red blood cells, et cetera, right? But when you see the word heme is just means what? It just means iron. That's all it means is iron. Okay? So you got the hemoglobin. So when you breathe, when these tie together, it formulates what is called oxyhemoglobin. This is what helps you with your, what do you call it, respiration. You understand? It keeps you respiratory system. It keeps you breathing. You understand? It keeps you alive. You understand what I'm saying? What happens when a person gets a shortness of breath or they get weak, right? They're real fatigued. If you ever feel tired, then you might want to check your iron. The first thing I always do is, what's your iron levels? Check your iron. Did you ever check your iron? Whatever, right? Because your iron, that means your iron depleted. That means you ain't getting enough oxygen. It's not that you don't have oxygen, it's that you don't have enough iron to circulate the oxygen throughout the body. That was a lot of the times when people was going in the hospital and they was getting on these, what do you call it, these respirator machines? Ventilator, thank you. Ventilator machines. It wasn't that they didn't have oxygen, what they didn't have was iron. And so this iron wasn't moving. And so now you got them on a ventilator machine. One thing on that ventilator machine, you probably, it might not make it. Why? Because it's like drowning a person. It's like taking a person's head and dumping it under the water like that and hold it up, because you putting too much oxygen ain't good for you either. See? So if you put too much oxygen from this ventilator machine, that also caused, it was, yes, you did. So yeah, so I ain't catch that. That's gonna be my thing. But never mind, that don't work no more. Like, so yeah, so blood. So you want to keep the blood cleansed or free of toxins, right? And you want to build the blood. You usually build the blood with iron, all right? So particular herbs that you can use, let's cleanse the blood. So you can, it's a bunch of blood cleansers, right? Well, what I like to do is usually a herb that's gonna build and cleanse at the same time. That way I ain't using it so much. You know, I've seen them formulas or them little tonics and stuff people be selling, or so-called formula, and they be having 20 different herbs in there. Y'all probably don't pay attention like I pay attention to it, but when I look at it, be like, it's really only 5 herbs that's gonna work in there right now, because they cancel out half of the herbs. You see what I'm saying? So I would put cocoa mecca, you could do burdock root. All of these are high in iron. They are also, what I feel is, okay. All right, burdock, and we can do nettle, and you can do the leaf. All right, and I like to do chickweed too.
That's a regular nettle, right? Not the stinging.
Stinging, yeah, stinging is fine. Stinging nettle, yeah, I just didn't have the right stinging. So these are herbs that you're going to use to build your blood and cleanse your blood. All right, and that's how you're going to do that. Now we're going to go to the brain. We talked about it kind of because you like you said earlier about the omega. That's what you need to help build your brain. All right. But it ties into the blood because we need circulation. It ties into the lungs because we need circulation to get to the brain, right? Get oxygen to the brain. So we can't eat certain foods, the pork, the heavy grease, cholesterol, all of these things, right? That will prohibit circulation, proper circulation. And I say it all the time. Me and the God say it all the time. I'll say, they ain't all the way listening to you, right? Why you say that? Because they ain't even get enough oxygen to the brain to comprehend exactly what you're really saying. Understand what you're saying. There's not enough oxygen into the brain because they might be eating pork chop sandwich. You know what I mean? They're eating all these things, but they're not getting proper oxygen to the brain. So they ain't thinking properly either. I can guarantee you they ain't thinking properly. So sometimes we have to be mindful and compassionate with our people for that reason. If you keep that in mind, you can say, you know what? They sick. They don't know. I ain't about to argue back and forth with this person. This person's sick. And hell, I might be sick too. You see what I'm saying? So we got to learn how to have a little bit of compassion because we got to understand that, yeah, we have to detox the body, but we got to detox the brain. We got to detox our thoughts. We got to detox our spirit. We got so much we got to detox from that we have, as a people, have to understand that, and we have to heal. Like, you know what, dog, this brother here, like, he angry at me. He might be yelling at me. He might want to fight me, but he don't really want to fight me. Will Smith ain't really want to smack Chris Rock. Bring that up? No, I'm teasing. But you understand what I'm saying? We sick. So we're going to have to learn how to have compassion for one another just off that premise alone. Understand that we're behind enemy lines. We've been in this country, 400, 500, 600 plus years or whatnot. We just coming out of certain situation not that long ago. We swear slavery was a long time ago. It wasn't. That shit was around the corner. We just coming out of that. You understand what I'm saying? So we got a lot that we got to unravel and detox from. So we got to learn how to have a little bit more compassion with one another just because we know, like, you know what? This sister detoxing right now. She don't mean to yell at me like she do. I mean, damn, I just say take out the trash. I don't want to say why she I just didn't take I could relax. You know what I mean? But we yell at but it's not really us. You understand? It's the parasite within our gut and it's parasite within your brain and your mind that's talking to you. You ain't talking. You understand what I'm saying? It's not you talking. It's a parasite controlling your cell. Oh, tell her she ain't shit. Tell her I said. Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I never thought about it.
That's what it is, man. Now, don't go home and use that and be like, baby, you ain't really mad. You just, nah, I'm teasing. But yeah, definitely do that. Understand that that's what it is. You being controlled by something. This is why it's important to detox even on a cellular level. All right? Because the food that you eat is trying to feed itself, but if it's not real food, then you're just feeding it trash. You're just feeding it trash. That's why by intelligent design, you have this thing in your cell called a lysosome. You remember this in biology?
No.
No? That's okay. So a lysosome It's like the garbage truck of the cell. It sees cellular debris, sees trash, it picks it up. You ain't supposed to be here. And it puts it in the dumpster. You understand? And then it shoots out the trash that it cell. Usually the white blood cells, macrophages come and eat it up, boom, and eliminate it out your body. You understand? But if your cell is not working properly because you're constantly bombarding with food, then it's gonna get junked up, and then it's gonna degenerate. Right? And this is where aging starts to come from too, right? Because you got chromosomes, right? But on the tip of your chromosomes, you have what is called a telomere. They protect the tips of God. And they have the, so that's XX, right? You got XX, you got XY, right? But on the tips, you have telomeres. And they are tightly wounded. And they protect. What aging is when these start to become unwounded. It starts to get loose, right? This is when you are aging. You understand? I'm trying to make it so simple and make it make sense. But you understand? So that's really aging, is when your telomeres start to unravel. But if you are feeding the cell, feeding your body correctly, you can be walking around here as long as the cell's supposed to be. You remember in the Bible it said 120 years. Why we ain't made that? We ain't make it because we ain't do. Well, first of all, they wasn't eating back then what they was eating now, right? But at the same time, it's just letting you know that we could live to see that too. But we're not eating according to nature, according to you, your nature. See? And so that's what I'm saying, y'all. So we just got to get back to that. And that would lead into brain and mind, right? We got to cleanse our mind. We got to cleanse our brain. We know what we do may not be the right thing, or you understand? We know we idle, or we reading, or we watching Atlanta Housewives, or these reality TV shows, and we know that. It's entertainment. We like it, but what it does, it entertains. That's exactly what it does. It tames the inner you, the inner you. And have you sitting there. You just literally sitting there looking at a box like you don't even like. I do it too. But then I'll snap out and like, yo, what the fuck am I doing? I'm just sitting there bullshit. And then I'll grab a book or something. You know what I mean? I'll do something constructive. Because that's the way I feel like, damn, I'm literally just looking at a box. What am I doing? I ain't saying don't watch TV. I'm just saying be mindful of how much you watch it and what's being put in you. Now, they don't call it a TV program or anything. You're being programmed. You see? Yeah. So this is what all the things that we need to detox from when we talk about detoxing, right? This is the best, the easiest way to detox. Now I'll get to the brain. There's herbs for brain too, right? Women have more telomeres than men. Did y'all see that? That's why they usually live longer. Mm. They have more telomeres than a man.
Wow.
You see?
Wow.
So.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
I wouldn't say if it wasn't true. But that's, like I said, if that woman is taking care of herself, by natural, she will live longer than that man. And if that man will do crazy shit, because you know we crazy, we do all kinds of stuff. We just be doing stuff, right? But normally and naturally, by natural nature, she will live longer because she has one more telomere than we have. She has 8, we have 7. You see? Okay. All right, so brain herbs. I like Kala Wala. Kala Wala. In here we call it, you know, a lot of we call it Dirty K in my class, right? Dirty. We put that shit on everything, right? But Kala Wala is good. Blessed Thistle is another good herb to help promote circulation. Ginkgo, yes. Ginkgo is a good one. Ginkgo, Gotu-kola, lion's mane mushrooms. Those are good. That's just to name a few. But these are herbs that you can use to feed your brain. It's all brain food. And of course, like we said, seeds, vegetables will help feed the brain as well. All right. Questions online, anything? Got questions?
Can pregnant women take these herbs?
Can pregnant women take these herbs? Very good question.
Or breastfeeding?
Or while breastfeeding?
Or breastfeeding mothers?
So, out of these herbs that you can take while breastfeeding, blessed thistle, which is actually will actually help with lactating anyway. It will help increase the milk production. So this is a good herb. You can take Colorado while breastfeeding, and you could do dandelion leaf while breastfeeding. And you could do nettle. So while breastfeeding or pregnant, except for blessed thistle, though. You don't want to take this while pregnant, but if you're just saying breastfeeding, then yeah, you can take these herbs that I have underlined.
And sea moss.
Sea moss, yeah, you can definitely do sea moss. Definitely do sea moss. Okay. So you definitely can do sea moss. All right, so
Blessed, you said, blessed
thistle, yes.
thistle?
Blessed
That's
thistle,
good for helping them
lactation.
lactate.
Yeah.
They probably need that now with all that milk.
Yeah, it will help. It will help with lactation. Yeah. And you can do nettle, and you can do dandelion. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend any of those herbs for pregnancy or for lactation. All right, just because some of these herbs are what we call an immunogogue. All right, that's a herbal action. What we talked about earlier, immunogogue, which means that what it does is it stimulates blood flow to the pelvic region. You see, so you got to be careful with some of these formulas people be coming up with and saying, "Oh yeah, you can use this while to save my pregnancy," and you really can't. I had a young lady that came in the shop one time and was just picking up herbs. Clearly, she was pregnant, and I don't like to be nosy, but when you pregnant, I had to ask. You know what I'm saying? She's like, "Yeah, get it from me. This man tell me I can use this and da da da." I said, "Man, you can't use none of these herbs. What are you talking about?" "Yeah, well, I've been trying to detox." "You can't detox while you're pregnant." You see what I'm saying? So these people, so you got to be very and careful. You have to also do your own research too. You will do your own research. Don't believe what I'm saying to you right now. You understand what I'm saying? Research. That's how you're going to learn, by researching, right? Because I just told you everything, right? Now you got to go back and search everything I just said again, right? And say, "Oh, he was full of shit on that one. This was, oh yeah, you made a lot of sense." You understand what I'm saying? But you want to research, do your own research. Don't believe what I'm telling you. We got to get our belief anyway. Remember that belief is powerful, but it makes us suffer. We suffer because of lack of information, a lack of knowledge. You see, this is why we're in a position where we're in now. What?
So, whatever body part you're detoxing, what should you be eating while you're detoxing?
So, what should you eat? I would go with fruits and vegetables. You can do natural grains if you like, but fruits and vegetables. Fruits will help also with assisting the detox. Vegetables will help rebuild. You see? So that's
If
so
you can cook a vegetable or raw.
you can cook or raw if you want to. Now some vegetables should be eaten raw, some should be cooked. You understand what I'm saying? But you get more the enzyme eating raw, so you should eat more raw than cooked. But then you have, say for example, a tomato that certain tomatoes should be slightly cooked just to release the enzyme that we need for our body. You understand? So it can go both ways. Either way is good. But if you detox it, yeah, go probably about, good 60, 75%, you know what I mean, raw. That would be good.
So if you're weight training, if you're detoxing, do you still weight train or do you kind of like just go
No,
on a walk or something like that?
no, I did a regular workout routine.
Because I was kind of worried. I'm like, oh my God, if I go to the gym, my training will be like, what's wrong with you, girl? Pass out.
So what I tell you what I do. I tell you what I do is I will drink some water, and then I'll get like a scoop of sea moss, and that's all. I don't even eat. I haven't, like I said, I haven't ate like solid food in 2 weeks already right now, and I got a lot of energy. You know what I mean? So it don't. That's a myth. Because your body don't. You know what? Let me tell you a secret. Your body does not thrive off food for energy. Food doesn't give your body energy. The electrons from the food gives you the energy. So I want y'all to research this. It's called anion and cation. The anion, and then you got cation. All right, research those. But what it is, this is what is feeding you. Because how do you know this? Because if you understand the process, right, your food goes through a process, you chew it up, it goes down, break up more into your stomach shoots into the the small intestines extracts all the minerals and vitamins from the food, shoots it into the bloodstream, and then the remainder of this food goes into the large intestines, to the colon, it comes right back out. So your body doesn't even use the solid food. It wants the minerals and vitamins from the food. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't actually have to eat solid food all the time. You can, as long as you have some vital juice that you can drink, you're gonna get all the energy you need. Because, like I said, the electrons from the food is feeding you, not necessarily the actual food. You don't get energy from food. Oh, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Don't mind me, y'all. I'm just here.
I was gonna add on to what you said. If you feel like you need it to be full, and you just throw the juice, you can throw in some nuts and stuff like that, and that'll help you out.
Sure. Absolutely. Sure. Yeah.
So when you're weight training, you have to feed the muscle.
You gotta feed the muscle. So that's why I said like the sea moss, maybe you add your scoop of almond butter,
Yeah.
a cup of hemp seeds.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of protein right there.
Gotcha.
So you still gonna feed your muscle.
Gotcha.
You see? Yep.
What's the best leaves to eat or greens?
The best greens.
Yeah, for detox.
The best green for a detox. The planet is green. That's a last question. But I'll say you this, a good green plant that is growing now, and maybe you can find it's called purslane. I spell it. Oh, I said purslane. It's purslane. Don't laugh at me. So purslane. Purslane is high in omega-3s too. Matter of fact, it's probably the only land plant that has omega-3 because most of the plants are sea vegetables, right? But this might be the only plant on the planet that is high in omega-3s too.
Here in South Carolina.
Yeah, you can find that here. I got some growing in my garden right now.
Oh, there you go.
They consider it a weed. I didn't grow it; it just popped up, and me knowing what it was, I just let it keep growing. I was like, "Well, good." You know what I'm saying? So, matter of fact, personally, probably has more minerals and vitamins than everything I got growing in my garden. You see? So that's why, man, let it grow. Dandelion greens. Dandelion greens is also another one too that you can find in your yard. You see? So pick it, eat it. You know what I'm saying? Wash it off. You know what I mean? Because you don't know what for instance, you know what I mean? Just wash it off, you know what I mean? Eat it. Put it in your salads. You see, so greens, those greens, most of the weeds have the most nutrients. See, but they fight against the weed, you know what I mean? They even got the dandelion on the weed killer. Like, we don't want it, you know what I'm saying? But those actually have the most nutrients because they're growing naturally. The planet is giving that to us. Like, hey, y'all need this. You see? So the dandelion is powerful. The dandelion green is powerful. Y'all know the story about the dandelion and the rose? The dandelion was envious of the rose, you know? Look at the rose like, oh, you're so pretty. Everybody wants you. Everybody wants the rose. You know, I want to be like the rose. You know what I'm saying? Dandelion, you know, dandelion not paying attention. The thorns, you know, the rose bitter. You know what I'm saying? Got thorns on her. You can't touch her regular. You know what I'm saying? You want to go get her at certain times of the year. You know what I'm saying? But the rose, but the dandelion ain't paying attention to that. All the dandelion is looking at, oh, how beautiful she is, and that's what I want. I want to be a rose. You see? So they say, okay, boom, we're gonna turn you into the rose. Now you're a rose. So now you're a rose. Now winter coming by, you know, let's say this. First, you know, everybody's like, oh yeah, they like me. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rose now. Look at me, I'm chilling, I'm a rose. Right? But winter coming. Now it's like, yo, I feel weird. Something's wrong with me. Dying off. Yeah, girl, you ain't know what this is what we do. We only shine for a little bit, we out of here. Dandelion ain't paying attention, she was year round, she always here. Dandelion didn't know she really ran the show. Because she was envious looking at that rose and how everybody wanted her. And everybody just they don't look at me. But the dandelion didn't understand her power. You understand? I don't know how I tie all this shit in, right? But what I'm saying is,
You doing good.
but what I'm saying is, just showing you why the dandelion is powerful, but also showing you be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself, love your culture, love who you are, because don't ever be envious of them. Because melanated people, we the most beautiful people on this planet. You understand? So that's a fact right there. You can't tell me nothing different. I don't want to come back as nothing else but black. Like, what we go through, I still want to be black. You understand? So that's what it is. She telling me I can't talk no more. So you went up there, you ever been to like a live studio audience? Like, you know what I'm saying? So if nobody don't got any more questions or anything, I'll check on here real quick and see if they got questions.
First of all, I put that 10-minute sign up.
So somebody asked if you have high blood pressure, should you not eat a grapefruit? Yeah, you can eat a grapefruit.
The medication and the grapefruit don't work.
On the meds, though, but he said on meds. So if you on meds, then no, you shouldn't eat a grapefruit. You shouldn't eat a grapefruit, but because they don't mix together. And grapefruits really is a hybrid fruit, so I don't really even recommend grapefruits anyway. But you don't want to eat it while you're on high blood pressure meds. That won't be they won't mix together correctly.
When we was talking about the brain, you need to explain more about, like the metal and the aluminum and all that stuff.
Okay, so heavy metal, I'm thinking, so when heavy metal, so we could breathe this in, like I said, we work in factories and this and that, 9 times out of 9, and just walking around, like 9 times out of 9, you got poisonous metals in us. Now, we do have certain amount of metals that's already in us, of course. We got aluminum in us, we got silver, we got gold, we got these minerals, these metals in us. what happens is when it's too much metal. All right. So let's say, for example, aluminum. Aluminum is very detrimental to the brain. All right. And they usually have it in most foods, deodorants, all these things. People, you're dealing with somebody who has breast cancer, somebody who's dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, all of these diseases of the brain are usually caused because of high or heavy metals or heavy. So you want to detox from these metals, all right? Especially aluminum. So stop buying aluminum based deodorant. It'll say, usually deodorant will say aluminum free. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, some people do the line under their arm, this and that. It don't work for everybody, okay? We ain't doing that. But I will say, you know, there are different deodorants out here that are aluminum free. Find the one that works for you. Foods with blue dyes in it, it has aluminum in it. That blue dye has aluminum in it. So you don't want to eat a lot of it, and your children too, right? Definitely get your children off all these candies with these dyes and heavy, because all that is metals too. And then you wonder why your child, they say my child got AD, or, you know, all of this stuff, or he need Ritalin and all this stuff like that. No, just take them off of these candies and these sugars and these fake juices that you giving it to your child, and you'll correct the situation just like that, right? So how to get rid of metals is, once again, sea vegetables. But one particular you have is kelp. All right, kelp is the best one. Kelp is spelled K-E-L-P. K-E-L-P, kelp. Kelp has what is called alginate, sodium alginate in it. All right, I'll spell it. Sodium, of course, you know sodium, how to spell sodium in it. And then alginate. All right, so alginate. So sodium alginate. And so what the alginate is almost like a gummy-like substance when it gets into the body. And what it does is it sticks to these metals. It sticks to the toxins. It sticks to even radiation, right, that you may have in the body. It helps block radiation, right? So if we on these cell phones a lot, we should be getting kelp into our bodies. You understand? Because this was going to help pull this out by this sodium alginate. So research that, and you'll understand what I'm saying. So use that as well when detoxing from metals. Another one is cilantro. Cilantro is a good herb to remove heavy metals toxicity. Now I said that right? Right. So you want to start incorporating cilantro in your foods, right? That's going to help just remove away a lot of these heavy metals, toxic metals that's in your body as well. Parsley is good. Parsley is good for the kidneys. It helps flush your kidneys. Good, but kelp and cilantro is like number 1 and 2 that you would do with heavy metal detox, right? And like I said, most of the sea vegetables are good for helping with detox with metals and blocking radiation, you know, but those two are the top on the list. Right.
If you like feel like you just want to learn more, do you do like counseling one-on-one or like?
Yeah, so I actually have a holistic course, Sacred Roots holistic course. It's self-paced, so you can come to classes in person or you can do it online. It's an online course as well that Renèe put together. She forced me to do it because I wouldn't have done it. I would have just sat here and whatever. But she said, no, you need to get into that. So I'm saying she's dope. That's what I'm saying. Like she's dope. Like she really, she pushed me as much as I push her. She doesn't know it, but now she finds it, right? But she pushes me too. You know what I mean? Because she gets me out of my comfort zone. Because I don't like all the social media and the lives and I ain't into that. But she does it and it puts me out there. So you know what I mean. So I appreciate her for that. But yeah, we do have a course. So you can go online and it's called Sacred Roots Academy. And you can click on the link. You can get a free preview of what the class entails. But it's really what it is. It's just human anatomy. We do face mapping, and then we do the herbal part. But the herbal part comes down at the end because you gotta understand the body in order to heal it. That's always this is my thought, right? So I will tell you the particular herbs that's going to help heal, but I want you to understand the function, the functionality of how this liver works, how this body works. So it's going to be easier to heal you and your family. You see? So yeah, so definitely go online and then you can see that.
Okay, so you said the health is for like if you have dementia, right? Like if
So for dementia, so it's gonna so what kelp does is gonna help with removing the metals. The metals is actually what causes dementia and Alzheimer's, right? But you also want to use lion mane mushroom, lion mane, and kalawala. You use those two together. I have those two particular herbs and a couple others in in our melanin formula. So you can go online, the melanin formula, that's going to help with cleansing the pineal gland, helping circulation to the brain, helping with mental clarity. You understand? So those are the herbs. Those are two of the main herbs that I have in the melanin formula. Right?
what about the like spider and stuff like that? Is that the same thing for
Or
like
what?
blood? Like spider veins, like
Spider veins.
Like varicose veins.
Oh, the varicose. So a lot of that is circulation too. So you can do any herb that's going to help with promoting circulation. You understand? So cocoa mix. So we will go back in. So cocoa maker, burdock, nettle, those herbs gonna help with that. Oh yeah. So y'all, I'm giving away a present. That's a gift for y'all. So this is I'll clean me out. It's only 6 capsules, but those 6 capsules gonna let you know what time it is. You know what I mean? So that's a gift, you know what I'm saying, to encourage and start your detox if you choose to. But you know, that's a gift.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, so and she does that because that's my way, and she said, all right, wrap it up. So that's all I got. No more questions or whatnot. I appreciate y'all for coming out, not only just to hear, but for y'all, you know what I'm saying, to come out and learn. Like, really.
Would you speak about what herbs are inside of your kidney?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, all of those are here?
No, just look at the gut. They'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But on your website, because I looked it up, you have the herbs and then you say what it's for. I was looking at all of that.
Yeah, definitely. Go on the website. You can educate yourself. You know, you don't have to purchase nothing. Just go on the website. I got so much information on it. Just go read. You know, go read it up. It's all good. And I appreciate y'all for coming as well, and coming in and tuning in as well. So I appreciate the love, the support, and I'm gonna continue to do what I do. You know, that's it. All right, so peace, blessings to you all. Let's see, there's one question.
Hey.
Good. No, they don't. They'll go back to
Would you let us spend some money or?
No, I got land out there now.
Would let us spend some money?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going back. I got 10-year plan.
Taking your point.
Take it. Come on.
Making everything make sense.
Can you stand in front of that light?
Yeah, I don't want to worry about personal. Right kids. You know what I'm saying? Make sure everything.
All right.
See you tomorrow.
8 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all. Sister, appreciate it. What happened, bro?
I said, you all the longer than God. You can take that. See you later.
Take care.
Take care, all right? Good seeing you.
What? Okay, thank you.
First one, I said that right before you said it. First off, no, those go back in there.
What? Yo, that shit is. I told her, I said, yo, man, you like this with your lady.
Right, exactly what you told me. Yeah. I know, that's what you said. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And then I was like, damn. You said the other one?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought about. Yo, but hey, yo, you got it so much better at how you command a crowd from the very first classes. Yo, you got it. Bring it back. Bring it back. I'm very impressed. Like I'm supposed to look at classes most of the time. So I've been in a class in a long time.
But yo, come from you, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that shit.
I know.
That shit.
I appreciate that.
That's facts.
I appreciate that.
That's facts.
The big one. I'm trying to go back there. I don't even know the name of it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
no, that's for that's just for class. Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay, thank you. got something going on now?
Yeah.
You already?
Yeah, reggae night.
Mixes. Oh.
You made the food. You made the food.
Cheryl made this cordial, but Mitch, I don't think we don't
All right, brother.
All right, sis, good to see you.
You too.
Thank you for coming.
You need to have a good one.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man.
No problem, what you doing?
I'm posting on social media, so and I was rushing trying to get here. I didn't miss too much.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming.
Yes, sir.
man. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
brother.
I always talk to Jeremy, but Jeremy always talks about you. Who's the guy that was here about you? What's that name? He works.
Okay, Uni, okay.
Yeah. I'm talking with Jeremy a lot, so yeah. I appreciate it, brother, man.
Take care, bro. Have a good night.
You too.
You at least try it. If you gonna put water on mine too, I got Yeah, yeah. You got a picture before, right? You too. You had a good time. You know what? I really should have asked him about the art. Yeah, you could, before you leave, you're gonna be leaving. Yeah, I wanna see about these, They didn't leave any extra for long.